Yeah, so update on the Peugeot 505 V6 Auto 1988 model. Even though sometimes it looks like 1989. I think it's, anyway, either 88 or 89 because they share the same wiring connection and body design. So this is the engine wiring harnesses, which are divided into three. So I pulled off last week Saturday. Today is 4th of July 2026. So what I want to do now is to check to be sure each of these wires, every single wire here, to be sure they are properly connected with each other or going where it's supposed to go. I'm going to use these tools to confirm all that. Starting with the wiring diagram, you can see the LH test section ZN3J. So you can see the wiring schematics. There are quite a number of them here, so I'm going to confirm all these here. So I have some tapes here that I'm going to use to bound up the wires when I'm done. And as you can see, I've already marked some of the connectors here already. You can see this one is a knock sensor 2. There are two knock sensors on the engines, considering that V6. You can see coil, the positive connector. So for the rest of the connectors, like all these ones, I'm going to mark them when I'm done. I'm going to use this and then this marker. So I'm going to use this digital multimeter to confirm how well the connections are, starting with continuity test and the rest. So um, hopefully if I finish on time, I'll go and test it on the vehicle. But there's something that may delay it. I don't know. These relay connectors, I'm thinking I may have to change one or two of them. They'll hope I won't have to go out for that. There's one that the wire is too tiny for my liking. They'll be able to run the fuel injectors and the rest. So, but it won't stop me from doing the test first. But just that going forward, we should be able to have one that, especially the output, that the wires are thick enough. But we'll see. So of course, to do this, I have to remove all these relays. I've already marked uh, the relay connector, so you can see this one is MAF. Uh, this is ignition relay, and this is FP fuel pump relay, which also controls the injectors and the oxygen sensor and the rest. Okay, so I'll get to that and see what happens. If I finish it on time today, I'll go and test this wire um, on another 505 VC that runs very well. Considering that this one, I removed this one, doesn't start. So that one starts and runs, though it has one small issue, which I've ordered the parts to fix that problem, which is soon arrive. So once that is done, I'm going to test this with its own components, which I remove from the vehicle. All the ignition and injection system components. I only mistakenly forgot to remove one of the components, that is the TPS, throttle position switch. I forgot to remove it from that vehicle. But it hardly gives the issues like non-start. Worst case, it will start, but it won't accelerate well. So I'll just use the one on the vehicle to run the test. I mean the one on the test vehicle to conclude that everything here works well before I go back to the automatic one that's having issue, or the project vehicle. Alright, so I don't know, this might be the end of the video. If I don't test it today, then it means I'm going to end it here. But we'll continue to update you guys. So just a quick update. It's 6 p.m. today. I started this work around 8 a.m. this Saturday, and in fact, as you guys can see, it's really messy here. So notwithstanding, in fact, I had to go and add more tapes. So you can see I've even used two, because I had to strip the entire harness. And what I did was I did some modifications, few though, by introducing like fuses, and something I observed that was cut off completely, which was the oxygen sensor. Not the oxygen sensor per se, MAF. Where is it? The MAF connector. So the positive power supply cut off from the relay. Where is that relay? This is the relay. Cut off from the relay. So I had to now reattach it, and so it's now sending power supply to the map sensor. Without this map sensor working, which is similar to AFM, which people call what Nigeria. I'm trying to remember the local name in Nigeria, but it's the same thing or similar component like airflow meter. So without it, I don't know whether the car even supposed to start if it's not powered. So it could be the reason why the injectors were not powered, or reason why the spark plugs. I really don't know, because as that was the only significant error I found on the wire. The rest were minor corrections that I did, not necessarily enough reason not to start the engine, but this particular one was should be enough not to start the engine. So the remaining few wires I need to solder, but before I even do the soldering, I'll tape the major part of the wire, bound them together so it looks more organized, and then later I'll do the soldering and tape the rest. Okay, so like I said, it's 6 p.m. already. I'll have to discontinue the work today. I think it's successful. In fact, as it is now, it can start the vehicle. It should be able to start the vehicle even without taping this harness. So but of course I have to do the taping, and so I'll first try it on the manual V6505. Once it starts and run it well, then I will know the next time I'll get there, the vehicle should be able to start. I thought I had a spare fuse, not fuse, relay that has much thicker wire, so I could change this one. This one, it powers a lot of things. The fuel pump relay powers the 6 fuel injectors, the 2 fuel pumps, and in fact 2 fuel pumps, MAF sensor, and the idle air control solenoid valve. So it powers a lot of things, but the current relay connector here doesn't have thick wire compared to the stock one. You can see how thick this one is, so I need to get a connector that a relay holder that has thicker wire, at least the output and the permanent number 3 pin, which provide permanent positive supply for the battery to the relay. So however, it still will be able to start the car, just that over time it's not that safe or good enough. So I may have to go to market for that, but honestly I'm already tired. I've even eaten since morning. All I've been doing is taking water, though I don't feel hungry though. I'm excited I've been able to rule out the wires. Alright, so I will stop it here. Like the video, subscribe. I'm very convinced that that vintage V6 car will start next time I go there. Alright, so I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, remember to buy me a Guinness Stout, which costs a minimum of 1,500 per medium bottle. Or you can buy more for me. I'll put my details below in the video description. Alright, see you guys next time.